The world is entering a perilous new era in which the very air we breathe may pose a growing, invisible threat. New research into fungal pathogens, especially the Aspergillus genus, reveals a sobering future driven by climate change, a future where millions more people will be exposed to deadly infections simply because the world is getting warmer. While the danger from viruses and bacteria is often front and center in public discourse, fungal diseases remain dangerously overlooked. Yet fungi may prove to be the most insidious and unstoppable microbial threat of the 21st century. What's becoming increasingly clear is that climate change isn't just an environmental crisis, it's also an accelerating biological one. As temperatures rise and weather patterns destabilize, fungi once limited to certain geographies are now spreading into new territories with alarming speed. The latest projections show that Aspergillus fumigatus, a common but deadly species, could expand its habitat by an astonishing 77% by the end of the century under current fossil fuel use patterns. This includes migration into densely populated areas of Europe, North America, and Asia, with an estimated 9 million more people in Europe alone at risk of exposure. These spores are airborne, microscopic, and easily inhaled. Once they enter the body, particularly the lungs, they can remain undetected until symptoms become severe or irreversible. The public remains dangerously unaware. In part, this is because fungal infections often mimic other illnesses, leading to misdiagnosis or delayed treatment. But it is also due to a gross underinvestment in mycology, the study of fungi. With over 90% of fungal species still unidentified, humanity is flying blind into a microbial minefield. We're not only poorly equipped to track these pathogens, we're grossly underprepared to treat them. Unlike bacterial or viral infections, fungal diseases are difficult to detect, difficult to treat, and increasingly resistant to available medications. The World Health Organization has already listed A. fumigatus among the top 4 fungal threats to human health, yet few people could name it, let alone understand how it kills. And kill it does. Each year, approximately 3.8 million people develop invasive fungal infections, and in about 2.5 million of those cases, the fungal infection is the primary cause of death. That's more deaths than HIV/AIDS, malaria, or tuberculosis. Yet funding for fungal disease research lags behind all of these, partly because antifungal drug development is financially unattractive for pharmaceutical companies. The pipeline for new treatments is drying up, even as the problem grows worse. This leaves doctors treating modern fungal infections with decades-old medications, many of which are already beginning to fail. Climate change is only exacerbating this grim reality. Extreme weather events like drought followed by heavy rainfall disturb soil and vegetation, releasing fungal spores into the air. This is not theory, it is now happening across the American West. Fungi like coccidioids, the cause of valley fever, are moving northward and have already reached Washington state. These organisms don't respect borders. They don't need passports. All they require is a shift in temperature, moisture, or wind, and the globe is providing all three. Aspergillus species are especially dangerous not only because of their ubiquity in the environment, soil, decaying matter, compost, but because they've evolved a chilling ability to survive and thrive in conditions similar to the human body. Their rapid growth in compost, a high-heat environment, has essentially trained them to function at 37 degrees Celsius, the temperature of human lungs. This adaptation gives them a fitness advantage few other environmental organisms possess. Once inhaled, they are perfectly suited to colonize and slowly destroy lung tissue, particularly in people with compromised immune systems, patients with asthma, cancer, cystic fibrosis, or even those recovering from COVID-19. The threat is not limited to the lungs. Aspergillus infections can spread to the brain, kidneys, and heart. Aspergillus flavus, another deadly species, is especially concerning for its dual threat. Not only does it cause invasive infections, it also produces aflatoxins, potent carcinogens that contaminate food crops like corn, peanuts, and grains. Rising temperatures and higher carbon dioxide levels have been shown to increase aflatoxin production. This poses a dangerous one-two punch: rising food insecurity and increased cancer risk from basic staples in the human diet. In regions where food testing is minimal or non-existent, Entire populations could be consuming carcinogenic levels of aflatoxins without knowing it. There is also a troubling equity issue embedded in this unfolding crisis. Recent data suggests that rural populations and Latino individuals in the United States have seen the highest increases in Aspergillus-related illness since 2020. Many of these individuals also suffered from severe COVID-19 and may have had limited access to healthcare during the pandemic. In a grim twist, the pandemic that weakened immune systems and overwhelmed medical systems may have also set the stage for secondary fungal infections to take root more easily. Climate change, poverty, and healthcare disparities are converging to make certain populations a canary in the coal mine for fungal threats, and those same populations are often the ones least able to protect themselves. The looming fungal crisis is not science fiction. It is not a plot device from The Last of Us. It is an underrecognized, underfunded, and accelerating public health disaster. With each degree of warming, the fungi spread farther. With every year of inaction, the resistance to existing antifungals grows stronger. And with every misdiagnosis, lives are lost. The worst part is that the threat is so stealthy. There are no obvious outbreaks. There is no patient zero. Fungal spores drift silently in the air, settle on food, and wait in the soil. They strike hardest when people are weakest. And unless we act decisively to understand, track, and treat these pathogens, we risk walking blindly into a future where air, soil, and food become battlegrounds for our health. If climate change continues unmitigated, and if medical research fails to pivot toward this urgent threat, we could soon face a world in which fungal diseases, not just viruses, become the defining health challenge of our time. The silence surrounding this danger is the real killer. Will we keep ignoring it until it's too late?